Welcome to the Taipei Music Room and its first edition of Classical Moments, where we look at outstanding musical masterpieces by classical composers. Ludwig van Beethoven's Third Symphony in E-flat major, subtitled Eroica, because it explores heroic aspirations, was first performed in Vienna in 1805 and was immediately hailed as a musical milestone by none other than the late Joseph Haydn. Beethoven's mentor recognized that the younger composer broke new ground with his work in the symphony form that Haydn and Mozart had perfectioned and that Beethoven had still followed in his first two symphonies. The first striking new feature of Beethoven's Third is its unusual length. Performances last around 50 minutes and are therefore twice as long as a typical Mozart or Haydn symphony. The length is mainly a result of Beethoven's daring aim to explore new areas in thematic development and chromatic tension. The key moment is the famous C sharp in the first movement in a melodic figure that revolves around an E-flat major triad. After that moment, the symphony is a continuous exploration of adventurous new techniques in the interplay of the instrument sections and experimentations with form such as fugatos in the second movement or variations in the fourth movement. The second movement is the famous funeral march, and the mood darkens as Beethoven slips into C minor, a tonality whose doom-laden associations he would later explore further in his Fifth Symphony. The brightest moment of the symphony is in fact the lively third movement in the form of a scherzo that is played in rapid 3/4 time, thus establishing a contrast with the first movement, which uses the same time signature at a much slower speed. To me, the most amazing moments of the symphony occur during the fourth movement, which from a formal point of view is just a set of variations on two themes. But we have to consider what Beethoven achieves emotionally with these variations. As a listener, you go through a whole range of feelings, ranging from despair to joy, as Beethoven varies these themes, shifts them from major to minor, puts them into different registers, stretches and expands them. There's a famous transcendent moment towards the end, where the melodic movement stops and the music just seems suspended in time, before rapid 16th notes reoccur and bring the symphony to an end. With this symphony, Beethoven takes a bold step and leads us into what we call today the Romantic movement, where the personal feelings and emotions of the artist become more important and where art is no longer a representation of a stylized world centered around God. Beethoven is clearly responding to the liberal social movements after the French Revolution of 1789. We can easily imagine his despair when he learned that Napoleon, to whom he originally wanted to dedicate the symphony, proclaimed himself emperor and shattered the composer's ideals of a new reformed society. In a gesture of defiance, he famously erased Napoleon's name off the manuscript of the symphony. Beethoven's Third Symphony is one of the few musical masterpieces which on repeated listens reveal new details and nuances. It clearly is one of the crowning achievements of the power of human imagination. Thank you for listening.